Imagine holding a small piece of metal in your hand that could secretly be worth a fortune. That's exactly what happens with some of the rare bicentennial half dollars from the 1970s. These coins, especially those dated around 1974 and released in celebration of America's 200th anniversary, have become legendary among collectors. What looks like an ordinary 50-cent coin could actually be a hidden treasure, carrying within it the history, pride, and wealth of an entire nation. Some of these coins have shocked the world by selling for prices in the hundreds of thousands, even touching the $1 million mark when found in pristine condition with rare minting errors. The 1974 bicentennial half dollar is not just another coin. It represents the heart of American independence and artistry. Struck with the portrait of John F. Kennedy on the front and the Grand Independence Hall on the back, these coins were made to mark 200 years of freedom. But what makes certain pieces so valuable is not just the design, it's the story behind their making. In the early minting stages, a few coins were struck using experimental metal compositions and unique die varieties. Those test coins never made it into mass circulation, but a few accidentally escaped the mint. Those are the coins that collectors dream about today. One of the most famous stories connected to this coin involves a mint worker who discovered a slightly different color and texture on a few 1974 half dollars. Those were later confirmed to be struck on silver planchets that were supposed to be discontinued after 1970. Imagine that, a handful of 1974 Kennedy halves made with silver when the government had already switched to copper-nickel. That accidental blend turned them into one of the most valuable modern American coins ever found. Today, even a single verified example of this silver-struck 1974 half dollar can command a breathtaking price at auction. Collectors call these kinds of finds $1 million mistakes, and that's not an exaggeration. When a coin meant for one composition is struck on another, it becomes a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Over the decades, stories have spread of lucky people discovering these coins in loose change garage sales, or old collections passed down from parents or grandparents. For them, that small shining half dollar became the key to life-changing wealth. What makes this story more thrilling is that some of these valuable bicentennial coins still remain unclaimed, sitting quietly in someone's drawer, waiting to be discovered. In pristine, uncirculated condition, especially if graded by professional coin services, the 1974 bicentennial half dollar can reach astronomical prices. Proof coins, those with mirror-like finishes made especially for collectors, are even more desirable. If one of these coins shows a deep cameo effect, sharp details, and no scratches, its value can skyrocket instantly. Rare varieties with double die strikes or mint errors, such as off-center impressions or missing mint marks, are considered holy grails in the coin world. But beyond the money, this coin tells a story of craftsmanship and national pride. The bicentennial series, which included the quarter, half dollar, and dollar, was created during a time of reflection, when America celebrated 200 years of independence. The Kennedy half dollar carried an extra emotional weight because it honored one of the most beloved presidents in U.S. history. That combination of patriotic symbolism and numismatic beauty makes it far more than just currency. It's art, history, and legacy all in one. Over time, the fascination with the 1974 bicentennial half dollar has only grown stronger. Each year, new collectors enter the hobby hoping to uncover one of these hidden treasures. Coin shows, auctions, and online markets buzz with excitement whenever a rare variant appears. People who once ignored their old change are now looking twice, knowing that just one special coin could change their lives overnight. And with every story of a lucky finder comes renewed hope that another undiscovered treasure is out there, waiting for its moment. So, if you ever come across a 1974 Kennedy bicentennial half dollar, don't spend it, examine it. Look at its shine, its texture, its edges, and its mint mark. That ordinary-looking piece might be an extraordinary fortune in disguise. Some of these coins have already turned people into millionaires, and others are still waiting to be recognized for their true worth. The moral is simple: never underestimate the power of a small coin. Because sometimes, that one coin in your pocket could hold the key to a hidden fortune and a story that will be told for generations. Picture this: a simple shining half-dollar coin in your hand, ordinary at first glance but secretly worth a fortune. That's the mysterious case of the 1995 P bicentennial rare USA half dollar, one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in modern American history. Many people don't realize that hidden among regular pocket change are coins so rare that collectors are willing to pay unbelievable prices for them. The 1995 P half dollar carries more than just metal. It carries a secret legacy of errors, minting experiments, and a story that could make anyone a millionaire overnight. The P mint mark on this coin stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most important facilities in U.S. coinage history. But in 1995, something unusual happened during production. A small number of Kennedy half dollars were struck using experimental planchets, special metal blanks that were never meant for circulation. Some of these coins ended up with a brighter silver-like sheen, slightly heavier weight, and crisper edge definition. Collectors believe these were test strikes, possibly intended for proof versions or internal quality checks, but somehow, a few of them slipped into circulation. Those accidental releases are now considered hidden treasures. What makes the 1995 P bicentennial half dollar especially valuable is the combination of rarity and story. While the bicentennial design originally celebrated America's 200th year of independence, the coins minted 2 decades later symbolized a continuation of that spirit. The 1995 pieces linked the modern age with the historic legacy of freedom and progress. The Kennedy portrait gleams with pride on the front, and the Independence Hall engraving on the reverse stands as a timeless monument to liberty. It's not just a coin, it's a bridge between eras, carrying a design that represents American unity and strength. The most legendary discovery of the 1995 P bicentennial half dollar happened when a coin enthusiast bought a bag of mixed coins from a local flea market for just a few dollars. Hidden inside was one coin that looked slightly different, more polished, brighter, and heavier than the rest. After months of inspection and testing, it turned out to be a rare 1995 P error coin struck on a 40% silver planchet, a composition that hadn't been used in circulation half dollars since the early 1970s. When it was later sold at a private auction, it fetched an astonishing 5-figure price, shocking even professional collectors. Experts say that any 1995 P half dollar showing unusual characteristics, such as mirror-like surfaces, double die errors, or missing mint marks, should be examined carefully. These varieties are often worth many times more than face value. Some of the most pristine examples, especially those graded MS-70 by professional grading companies, have reached prices over $10,000, and rumor has it that a few ultra-rare proof strikes could cross the $1 million mark if verified. That's why collectors call it the modern miracle coin, a coin from everyday circulation that could turn into a life-changing treasure. But beyond its price, the 1995 P bicentennial half dollar holds deep emotional value for many Americans. It reminds people of the enduring legacy of President John F. Kennedy, a leader whose vision for peace and progress still inspires generations. Every curve and shine of the coin reflects both national pride and personal nostalgia. For coin enthusiasts, owning one isn't just about wealth, it's about holding a piece of living history, a metal memory of courage, and an emblem of American resilience. Today, treasure hunters and numismatists across the world continue to search for this legendary coin. Some look through old coin jars, others inspect inherited collections, and many use magnifying glasses hoping to find that special P mint mark with a unique shine or faint minting flaw. Stories still emerge of lucky individuals discovering one of these coins purely by chance. And in every case, the excitement is the same, the rush of realizing that something once spent for 50 cents could actually be worth a small fortune. So if you ever stumble upon a 1995 P Kennedy bicentennial half dollar, don't ignore it. Look closer, because what seems ordinary might be extraordinary. It could be a silver-based test coin, a mint error, or a rare uncirculated masterpiece. Many of these treasures are still out there, silently waiting in drawers, boxes, and collections. Remember, one simple coin could rewrite your destiny. A tiny piece of metal from 1995 could be your ticket to wealth, wonder, and a story that history will never forget. Sometimes the most extraordinary treasures hide in plain sight, in your drawers, in your old piggy bank, or even in the change you receive at a grocery store. The 1998 P bicentennial rare USA half dollar is one such hidden gem that has turned ordinary people into millionaires. This coin, minted at the famous Philadelphia Mint, is surrounded by mystery and fascination. It carries not only the portrait of President John F. Kennedy but also a story of minting errors, limited releases, and historical significance that make it one of the most desirable coins ever struck in modern American history. Although the official bicentennial celebration happened in 1976, the spirit of that event continued through the later years, inspiring special minting runs and collector's editions. The 1998 P half dollar stands out because it combined modern precision with old-world craftsmanship. It wasn't just a continuation of the Kennedy legacy, it was a coin that bridged generations. Some of these 1998 coins were struck on experimental planchets or had mirror-like proof finishes that were never intended for regular circulation. A few of those escaped the minting facility, making them unbelievably rare and extremely valuable today. One of the most incredible stories connected to this coin began when a retired factory worker in Pennsylvania found a 1998 P half dollar inside a bag of ordinary change. He noticed it had a brighter shine, heavier feel, and a slightly sharper edge. When it was examined by coin experts, they discovered it had been struck on a 90% silver planchet, a material long discontinued for circulation coins. That discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, as it confirmed that at least a handful of 1998 P half dollars were accidentally minted in silver. The coin later sold privately for a life-changing sum, making headlines among collectors worldwide. The Philadelphia Mint has always been known for perfection, but history tells us that accidents happen even in the most controlled environments. During 1998, mint technicians experimented with proof-quality blanks for collector sets, and in the process, a few slipped through normal production lines. Those coins bore the regular P mint mark but had a mirror-like surface and extraordinary details, the kind of finish reserved for high-end collector editions. Today, these rare variants are considered priceless, with some estimates placing their value between $50,000 and $500,000 depending on grade and condition. What gives these coins their unimaginable worth is the combination of rarity, condition, and story. A 1998 P half dollar in flawless mint state condition, showing no scratches or wear, can already fetch impressive prices. But if it carries any visible error, like a double die, missing mint mark, or off-center strike, its value explodes instantly. The coin becomes a one-of-a-kind artifact and collectors from around the world compete fiercely to own it. Each tiny imperfection becomes a mark of history, a fingerprint of the past that tells a story of how the minting process once stumbled into perfection by accident. Beyond its market value, the 1998 P bicentennial half dollar holds deep emotional and historical meaning. It celebrates two legacies, that of the American Revolution and that of John F. Kennedy, one of the most admired presidents in U.S. history. Every gleam of this coin reflects patriotism, perseverance, and pride. It represents the American dream itself, the belief that something small and overlooked can become something truly extraordinary. People don't just collect this coin for money, they collect it for what it stands for: courage, history, and hope. Even today, thousands of collectors and treasure hunters search relentlessly for this mythical coin. Some look through inherited coin jars, while others attend estate auctions and flea markets hoping to spot that one special P mint mark shining slightly differently from the rest. Every year, stories emerge of lucky people who found one, only to discover that their 50-cent coin was worth thousands, sometimes millions. And as long as coins continue to circulate, the hope of finding another hidden 1998 P bicentennial gem will never die. So, the next time you come across a Kennedy half dollar, especially one marked 1998 P, take a moment before spending it. Look closely, check the shine, the edges, the weight, and the tiny details of the engraving. You might be holding something beyond imagination, a coin that could change your destiny forever. Remember, fortunes aren't always found in gold mines or diamond vaults. Sometimes they hide quietly in your change jar. That's the magic of the 1998 P bicentennial half dollar. A piece of metal with the power to turn an ordinary day into a story worth millions. Sometimes the most ordinary things carry the most extraordinary stories. Among them lies the mysterious 2008 P bicentennial rare USA half dollar, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike. At first glance, it looks like a regular Kennedy half dollar, something you might find in loose change or an old wallet. But behind its shining surface hides a story of rare minting errors, lost designs, and unexpected fortune. Some of these coins have been valued at thousands, even millions, of dollars, making the 2008 P bicentennial half dollar one of the most talked about modern treasures in U.S. coin history. The P mint mark stands for Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage and the heart of the U.S. Mint's legacy. In 2008, the Kennedy half dollar was not widely circulated anymore. It was mostly struck for collectors and special mint sets. But something went wrong, or perhaps wonderfully right. A small number of 2008 half dollars were reportedly struck using older dies featuring the bicentennial design, an engraving that should have been retired decades earlier. This unexpected crossover created a handful of coins that bore the spirit of 1776 and 2008 on the same metal canvas. A historical and minting miracle that collectors now hunt for like buried treasure. One of the most famous stories surrounding this coin began when a coin collector in Ohio purchased a mixed roll of half-dollars from a small-town bank. While examining them, he found a 2008 coin with unusual details, sharper relief, slightly different lettering, and a faint 1776 to 1976 double impression on the edge. After professional examination, it turned out that this coin had been struck on a leftover bicentennial die, something that should have been impossible. The coin was later authenticated and sold privately for a jaw-dropping amount that changed the collector's life forever. What makes this story so incredible is that it shows how even in modern times, minting errors can still occur, and those errors can be worth a fortune. The 2008 half-dollar already holds value as a collector's piece, but when it comes with these rare bicentennial overstrikes or misaligned die patterns, the price skyrockets. A perfectly preserved, mint-state 2008 with this unique variation could easily command a six-figure price tag. The rarity, beauty, and historical connection make it one of the crown jewels of modern U.S. coinage. But the fascination doesn't end with errors alone. The 2008 half-dollar also carries symbolic meaning, a continuation of the Kennedy legacy and the bicentennial spirit. John F. Kennedy's image shines proudly on the obverse, representing leadership, courage, and the hope of a nation. On the reverse, the Independence Hall design stands as a timeless monument of freedom. Together, they form a coin that's more than just currency. It's a reminder of America's resilience and pride, struck in the metal that has witnessed centuries of change. Coin experts and treasure hunters often say that the value of a coin is not just in its metal, but in its story, and this coin proves that truth perfectly. The story of the 2008 bicentennial half-dollar blends history with mystery, legacy with luck. Some collectors even believe that a few of these coins were intentionally created as test pieces during a transitional minting phase, a quiet experiment that never officially appeared in records. Whether accident or intention, these coins have become priceless symbols of the unpredictable beauty of minting history. Every year, new enthusiasts join the search for these coins. They comb through bank rolls, inherited coin boxes, and online marketplaces hoping to spot that one unusual shine, that one coin that feels heavier or looks different. The thrill of finding a coin like this isn't just about money, it's about discovering a living piece of history. Some people have turned 50-cent pieces into fortunes, simply because they paid attention to the tiny details others ignored. The 2008 bicentennial half-dollar continues to inspire dreamers who believe that luck can be found in the smallest things. So if you ever come across a 2008 Kennedy half-dollar, don't spend it just yet. Examine it closely, the date, the design, the mint mark, even the weight. You might be holding something that connects 2 centuries of American pride. A simple piece of metal could be the key to unimaginable wealth, a story that outlives generations, and a reminder that fortune often hides in the most unexpected places. The 2008 bicentennial rare half-dollar isn't just a coin. It's living proof that history, mystery, and destiny can all fit in the palm of your hand.